That's right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. Always powered by coffee, for a fact. Anyways, so you may be asking yourself, well, what are we going to do today, Mighty Psycho? Well, guess what? It is time for another one of those episodes of the future award winning Jukebox from Hell. That's right, Jukebox from Hell. Now, hopefully, you guys got to see the last episode, which I thought was really good, with 10 cc's 10 out of 10. I thought that one was really nice. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today, this is episode 57 for your scorecards. Can you believe it? We've got that many episodes already at Jukebox from Hell. And I'm very happy and proud about that. But this is episode 57, and we are going to dive into, from September 1992, Psycho City from Great White. That's right. You remember Great White? They're still around, too. Rest in peace, Jack Russell. But this one here, okay, September 1992, it only made it to 107 on the Billboard 200 charts, but really popular in the Swiss. Okay, number 22. It went. So they had a big Swiss audience. Great White did. Here's the front. Here's the back. All right, I'll show you in here. We've got we got a nice little booklet here. This, of course, being Capitol Records. And then, of course, you get Jack Russell, Audie Desbro, Michael Lardy, and Mark Kendall. Tony Montana is not on it. He was the bass player for original Great White. That's a nice picture, I think. And so just other picture of fun. And then this is your back of the booklet. So basically, like I said, not exactly, I mean, for Great White to be this low of a charter in 92 was kind of a surprise. Now their previous album, which was Hooked from February 91, that one was number 18 on the Billboard 200 and was gold in US and Canada. Desert Moon was the single, number 16 on US mainstream rock chart. Sure, I know how to talk. And like that album was the last one to have Tony Montana. In here, they dedicated, one of the dedications was to Tony Montana, hoping that he would find what he was looking for, whatever that exactly meant. But the rest of Great White, of course, is on Psycho City, and you have additional, their manager, Alan Niven. He was background vocals and percussion, and on bass, Dave the Beast Spitz, that's right, former Black Sabbath bass player, and others are all on Psycho City. So why don't we get into the meat and potatoes of this, while you will. So track 1, self-titled Psycho City, I wrote, hell yeah. What Psycho City, a great start to this album, has that hard-edged metal blues. That's what I kind of always thought about Great White, was really hard rock blues band, okay, for most of their tracks. You betcha. Devil makes his playground anywhere. This should have been a single. Seriously, this really should have been a single. Track two, Step on You, starts out a little like the cover version of Moni Moni from Billy Idol, and then starts to cook. Tell you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna step on you. Track 3, Old Rose Motel, hard rock blues swagger. Anything you want, you can find right here. Don't go to the Midnight Hotel. Go to the Old Rose Motel. What if it's one of those ones that you can check out but you can never leave? Track 4, Maybe Someday, another slow cooker here that kind of goes on just a little longer than it should. Track 5, Big Goodbye. Hey, hey, baby, this is the big goodbye. Slightly shorter Okay, so at least a slight edit could have made this a better single, I think, in my opinion. This was the single off of the album. I think it would have made a better single for this one than what was, when it was originally released. Track 6, Doctor Me, starts out with a slight Tesla vibe. I like this hard rocker. It's a little jangly at times. Feel better when I'm touched by you, Doctor Me. Even has just a little Zepp vibe thrown in at times as well. Track 7, I Want You, shortest song on the album, slightly under 4 minutes. We'll talk about that at the end here. Slinky and Down and Dirty. And why wasn't this a single? Honestly, it could have made a great single. Track 8, Never Trust a Pretty Face. Another cooker here, but somehow I heard part of this song somewhere else, like a little bit of Foreigner's Dirty White Boy. Nothing wrong with that, I say. Track 9, Love is a Lie. Really nice ballad, but once again, could have been a little bit shorter. Track 10, Get On Home, another cooker that should have been a single if it was edited some. Just saying. Now, this is the thing, right? So I mentioned that I Want You, okay, was like 3 minutes, 50 seconds. Now, all the rest of the songs vary from 5.5 minutes to 8 minutes, 15 seconds. Seriously, very long songs on this album, which I'm really not used to, at least for Great White, at least in my opinion. I think, truthfully, they could have gone off and shortened some of these songs just a little bit to be able to put some extra tracks. What do I mean by that? Well, in 1999, the French label Axe Killer decided to re-release Psycho City in 1999, but with 4 additional bonus tracks. Now, what are they? Living on Rock and Roll was one of them. This should have been on the original album and a single. Seriously, the thing cooks. It is really good. It's a shame and a travesty that it wasn't on that album. Then they also did some cover songs. They did a version of Jefferson Airplane's Somebody to Love, Interesting hard rock take on this. Along with a Stones cover of Who's Driving Your Plane, which is a mid-60s Stones track. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And then I have a little homework for you to listen to. Track 14, Wasted Rock Ranger. Now, if you've never heard this, oh boy, guy said, God, this cracked me up. You have to hear this. And that's pretty much what we're talking here. Now, afterwards, the Greatest Hits for Great White got released October 1993 and went gold. The next studio album, Sail Away, would be released in May of 1994 through Zoo Entertainment, which was a very small label at the time, and only charted at 168. So I hate to say this, it looks like this was maybe the start of the slide of Great White. But it's sad, though, because being only made it to 108, I think, like I said, shorter songs, all right, would have helped. Of course, this got released during grunge. That might have been another problem, too. And I think Capitol Records was starting to get a little antsy with these guys anyway. The combination of all of it, I think, is why Great White's Psycho City just didn't do as good as it could have. And that's all there is to it. Now, did you end up getting this? Did you end up getting this when this first came out in September 92? I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know this existed until probably about the 2010s, seriously. And I managed to grab this little sucker and got it. Now, you may be asking yourself, and even if you're not, you're still going to hear it anyway. What is episode 58 of Jukebox from Hell? What's the next episode of Jukebox from Hell? We're going to go a little bit ahead to June of 1994. That's right. This lady was a popular member in a 70s and 80s band, had a solo career. She started in the 80s. But by 1994, things weren't exactly that good after she left the band that she was in. We are talking about Stevie Nicks' Street Angel. That's right. I'm telling you, I can't wait to hear this one. So I hope that you guys are enjoying Jukebox from Hell. Like I said, if you've got any suggestions, kindly leave them in the comments and I'll stick them in the suggestion book. And if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out in that episode too. So, once again, I really thank you guys for for being here all these episodes, and basically, just keep rocking. Always remember, always powered by coffee, and this important fact: Psycho's Platters is a Love Peas production.